All right, what's good, guys? First name Jay, last name Trey is back in the building. You know how it is. And today I'm super excited, not only because I have a brand new microphone and a brand new camera, but today was an amazing fucking day in the United States stock market, man. Let me tell you. But yeah, no, I mean, you guys should be seeing me in at least 180p, might be 4K. Haven't really dug into the settings yet, but if it's not 4K, I'll fix that later. But man, they were like, today's gap up was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. We opened up like about 2.2%, and I was with the whole thing, bro. I was like, let's go, because I think most of you know that follow the Twitter. I told everyone, if you're not swinging long overnight, you're gonna wake up poor as a bitch, and you're gonna wish you listened to J Trays, and you're gonna have to fucking suck my dick for money because you have no money left. Like, if you're a short, you have no fucking money, bro, and like, you're gonna have to give me head for money. I'll pay you to give me head, but like, I just feel bad, bro. Like, it's like I'm not a fucking charity, like, bro. You know what I mean? So like, if you didn't listen to me, like, it's cool. We'll find more opportunities. You know what I mean? So like, we definitely found the mythic moon today, maximum mythic moon. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, so like, I just wanted to give you guys a trade recap today and kind of just went over what happened in the United States stock market and what made me go like, you know what I mean? All right, so let's dive into price action for today, man. And let me just say, it was a great day to be a member of the United States stock market, or just someone who can trade it in general, because no matter if you're a master, a beginner, a veteran, whatever you want to call yourself, especially if you're a beginner, bro, if you're not fucking watching every single fucking 5-minute candle, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, seriously, I'm dead ass. Like, if you ain't watching, what are you doing? Hey, if you wanna get good at this, you gotta start putting that screen time, baby. But anyways, the price action is super clean today, and we got a 2% gap up. Which, okay, why did that happen? Let's take a look at yesterday's price action real quick. Yesterday was basically just a giant boiling pot, and you know what happens when a pot boils for a long time, bro. You know, it explodes and you get cum all over the place. Like, literally, this was the exact type of explosion that you could have wanted to be looking for. You could have like put in a strangle even and still banged super hard on one side of your strangle. So basically, all these inside candles are what you need in order to have massive moves in the stock market. You need to have redistribution and accumulation in order to have these massive moves. And this is exactly like if this is textbook. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but I didn't get to, just because yesterday was so choppy, and this chop is just, it's just redistribution, accumulation, whatever you want to call it. And obviously we got a great move after hours. We were already hyped after hours yesterday, and we usually don't see them move until like once the session closes, but we already started moving all the way up, and I knew like we were gonna get a special type of gap up. Obviously 2% is crazy and no one can predict that, so I can't take credit. I didn't predict 2%, but I did say, if you are swinging short and you're not swinging long, you're gonna wake up poor. And hey, you did. Don't lie to me. I know you did. If you swung puts, bro, like, it's cool. Just talk to me next time before you do it. Anyways, so we got around 200% gains right at open, and it felt good because like the whole group chat was in there. It was like really great, and most of us caught that gap up, and it was just a great trade overall. And I briefly considered not trading today just because I had already doubled the Robinhood account and I got my fire thumbnail that I wanted, but I did not, because I needed to put in trades too, just to give you all a little evidence of the price action. So I took about 5 trades today, and that's not including my swing that I closed up on this first candle. So basically, right after open, I said the question is, how far do we pull back before more up? Because I knew more upside was coming just based on the chart, but how far did we pull back? We pulled all the way back and basically to almost break even on the day, which is crazy because I did not see that coming. As you can see here, I said I need 370, and that was when I entered my first trade of the day. So this was well, that wasn't exactly where I entered my first trade of the day. I entered a little bit before then, so I front loaded. Sorry. Nah, but okay, so 372 puts were purchased right around here at this tweezer top that we had right at VWAP that we rejected, and that was about the easiest trade you will see all day. I'm just saying it right now. VWAP and a tweezer top is basically one of the best setups you can get in the stock market. It's just how it is. And so we got really big dumpy candles. I sold like right in this range, and then obviously held the runners, let them run a little bit, just because I didn't think we were ready to put the bottom in just yet, because we only bounced off of the 2-3 extension, and which is a fine level, but I mean, it's just usually we continue on down to the 3/8. So obviously that's my second target, and so that was my first target where I took most of my profit off. It was around there, and then obviously we just dumped to oblivion, and my sell was like around like down here somewhere in this range, but I actually did start scaling into a long a little bit too early. So it was around this candle right here. I thought we were gonna reclaim 370 pretty quick. I thought it was a liquidity grab, but it ended up not being that, so I had to cut the trade for about like 10 or 15%. I don't really remember. Yeah, it was like somewhere, it's right here. So this was my call trade that eventually did not work, but I thought we would, and that was also poor execution on my part, just because there wasn't enough elements going in my favor when I took that trade, and it's just something I shouldn't have taken. But I repositioned briefly after, just because I wanted to long the 3/8 impulse, and that is the impulse from this entire move up from the 356 lows from Friday. So, and just touching on those 356 lows real quick, that is basically the 4-hour fair value gap. So if you look right here, boom, so this is your low right here, and then this is your giga candle that you would long right there, and boom, the continuation to the upside is really brilliant. And basically just looking at this 4-hour trend line, it looks like we're about to break out again, but the 4-hour hasn't been that reliable. But I'm gonna say that these next few weeks I feel are gonna be pretty painful for bears, just because we've had so much consolidation in this range, and we basically put in sort of a double bottom if you don't include this 348 candle where we dumped on CPI. And I did think we were gonna moon on CPI, and we did moon on CPI, kind of. So that was nice, and caught the move that day too. And it's been pretty much straight up since then. We've had 3 straight gap ups. Well, I mean, looks like we're gonna have a third, just based on the post-market action so far. I mean, man, Netflix was crazy. I talked about it briefly. But yeah, I'll touch on that again later in a little bit. So yeah, just going back to why I longed right here. I wanted to long the 3/8. So basically I was just trying to bottom feed again. I could have just averaged down for my play before, but that's not really respecting my rules, so I didn't do that. I entered at like around 170, and if the low of day broke, then we're probably going to retrace a lot farther. So that's why I would have got out of that trade at that point, but thankfully we did not do that. And my first target was VWAP, but I sold most of my contracts like around this range, and we bounced off of a FEG right here too. So just getting into that a little bit, I sold out of my position like around VWAP, like the final sell, and that was around 240. So that's a pretty good trade, 170 to 240. I don't know what that percentage is off the top of my head, but yeah. So, and then I briefly talked about how I thought I missed my second long opportunity, and I was really upset because I thought that it wouldn't come back down. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it wouldn't come back down until I saw this action up here. So we were consolidating in this range, like just above VWAP, but nothing, like, to me, we truly haven't broken above VWAP, like in this range. And this trend line right here is something that also aided my short thesis. So I shorted like right after, so it was somewhere like within this candle when we got green up, because I thought we were just gonna dump back down right away, but I ended up holding on to it for a little bit. And up here in this range, I did get a little bit nervous because it was like I was like down a little bit, and like I was just hovering around greenish, reddish for a little bit. But we had another tweezer top set up right here, and a bunch of puts hit the tape actually. So like 36 million in QQQ puts, and basically that triggered off the Apple news right after. So this Apple news basically dropped us from around 372 to 368, and I sold out of my calls like right down in my puts right down in this range. So that was where I had my 370p that I bought at 182, and I sold them around 305. So that was when my limit sell hit, because I predicted that I said short it all, massive sell is coming, like for real. And I was making jokes, whatever, called my broker to liquidate the Roth. And so sold down there, but I was still long biased just based on the 4-hour chart and everything that I was seeing. Like, there is no reason for the stock market to be going down. We've gotten that Apple news like 4 or 5 times, you know what I mean? Like, it was clearly like a bare liquidity trap, so they could just like moon everything after hours. And I actually bought my long right here in this range, so it wasn't like right at the 3.8, but it was like right here, and we were basing pretty cleanly above the 3.8. So I just held my long, and I sold it like right around here when we got our pump into the last hour of the day. And I actually ended up swinging about 30% of my position, and man, we are about to gap up massively just because of how great Netflix did. Let me just look at Netflix real quick. I touched on this briefly. So like basically, I predicted that Netflix guidance was going to make a huge difference, and it was going to, the ads basically were going to just like pump the hell out of the stock. Like, I think Netflix is going to be a good hold for a long time if you're, you know, interested in something like that, just because, I mean, like, I don't really like it coming from a consumer perspective. You know, I don't want ads in like a service that I'm already paying for, but unfortunately it's just how they're going to market things, and I think that they'll do pretty well in the future just because of that. And we also obviously are pumping on SPY after hours. We were up almost 1% at one point, and basically we're at that 375, which we rejected earlier today. So hopefully, I think at least, we will break that 375 tomorrow, and we will make our way up to 379, 380 range. And that is where I would like to sell my call swing tomorrow that I swung, and it's Friday expiry. So yeah, yeah, just like in general, just an amazing, a clean price action day in the stock market. And I would love for us to go to 400 very soon. I know that's probably a pipe dream, but you know, a man can dream, right? All right, so basically that's it for today. But if you guys have any suggestions, comments, if you need help, you know, shoot me a DM on Twitter. You guys know my @ and if you want to get into Gigamines, you know, send me a DM. I haven't opened my DMs today, but yeah, so JTrade's out.